I have the fan next to me. I just don't feel like pulling it out.
We love a good hand fan. I am a fan. You know what, Jack?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you on that one today. Hand fan it is. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just drinking on some water because hydration is important. And that's really all I want to drink right now. So I'm drinking water. But if I was drinking anything else, I'd be drinking it out of my cup mug. Just a few more days, Jack.
Few more days. It's
A few more days.
literally next episode I will have the mug back in my possession.
A few more days. But I love your ingenuity. You create it. But you can also get your cup mug because honestly, if you don't use it drinking it, you can hold your office supplies in it, which is what I'm doing because it's multi-purposeful and multifaceted and all of the beautiful things. So you can get your cup mug or any of our official cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com, and the link will be below the link will be in the description below. Words are hard.
That's fine. And my name is Jack. I am the resident college student around here. And I also have a lot of trouble reading the words T, then A, then K, then E, then N. And also recognizing the colors yellow and red when they're on top of each other.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's so hard. And we saw all of that.
Words and colors are hard.
If only they taught that stuff at an earlier grade.
I mean, why must we wait to our adult lives to figure out that word spells actually something?
Yeah.
And colors are colors. But whatever.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. But I know one thing. I know you should subscribe to this channel. That's what you should do. If you enjoy our content, and we appreciate you enjoying our content, hit the subscribe button and the follows and the shares. Let your friends know about the Cup TV because we are here almost every day feeding you reality TV content all of the time. All of the time. So hit that notification bell so you will never ever miss a video. And don't worry, I will remind you at the end of this video. But we are here to talk about The Amazing Race, episode 8, and planes, trains, and automobiles.
It really was.
I think this
is the first train ride of the series.
Yeah.
And we definitely see that it is the first train ride of the series because it is a very rough start for
a few teams.
Basically every single early team. But
yeah, let's just jump right into it because we leave Das Skokladen Museum. They were in Germany as the time. And so they leave. Greg and John leave first, follow closely behind Robin and Chelsea, then Todd and Ashley, then Rob and Corey, then Stephen and Ali, then Morgan and Lena, and then Joel and Garrett. And so they had to go to Teddy Travels. I think
Teddy.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy Travels. And they had to book a flight from Vienna they had to fly to Vienna, Austria, and then take a train to Slovenia. So
I saw you just fully dodge that name, and I do not disagree.
Absolutely. I will not disrespect the people of Slovenia trying to butcher a name. No, thank you. Absolutely not. But Greg and John get to the travel agent first, and they find that they could get on an earlier flight. It was 2 seats left, is what the travel agent told them. So they quickly booked that flight, and they head to the airport to Frankfurt to jump on to get in the plane. Well, not Rob, no, yeah, Rob and
Yeah, Rob and
Corey and Todd and Ashley were teams 3 and 4, and Robin and Chelsea came in right behind them, and they just listened to the man who said, "Yeah, it's a later flight. You get on the 7:30 flight because the other flight is fully booked." And they were like, "Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. Everybody be on the same flight."
But can we get on standby? Is that an option?
But they didn't ask that. Robin and Chelsea didn't ask that. But Todd and Ashley did ask that. And Rob and Corey, I keep saying Robin. Rob and Corey asked the same thing. And so they were like, okay, if we could get on standby, we're going to try to do that. So they get to the airport, and the 4 teams, Rob and Corey and Todd and Ashley, they get on standby. And they make it on the plane. So they're on the same flight with Greg and John.
And even better, they have found a beautiful set of trains that gets them there 8 hours early, which essentially makes sure every single one of them is safe.
Yep.
Kinda. Because I'm pretty sure that with the flights and stuff they intended, I don't think some of the activities would have been open yet. So they would have got there and maybe had a 2-3 hour advantage, probably at most. A lot of that advantage would be burned.
Yeah.
But
they still would have had an advantage. It would have been.
They would have had an advantage and basically been safe for the leg.
Exactly. But they get on this train and they set it up on the route where it was literally 5 minutes to connect from one train to the next to get them to Slovenia. And then when they get down to their train, they find out that their departing train is 14 minutes late. And they're like, oh. Shit. They're like, should we?
Yeah.
Should we? And they're like, well, maybe it could gain some time. And so they jump on the train and they're headed to the first stop was Gaza. And then they realize we are not going to get there in time. We're going to literally have -1 minute to catch this train. And so they decided, you know what? It's not worth it because we won't make it. Let's just head back to Vienna and we'll just take the original train that we were supposed to take, which by that time, everybody was on that train because the 7:30 flight departed and landed. So any advantage that they thought they had, they don't have it anymore.
Unfortunately, evaporated.
Just like that.
I mean, I'm happy they at least tried to figure out something. Like, why not? If you have that opportunity available, you're just going to take it regardless. And I mean, the worst case scenario is you end up with every other team.
Exactly.
At the exact place where you were going to be. So
exactly.
It's fine.
It was fine. They tried. It didn't work. They went back and they just kept on going. And so they had to once they got to Slovenia, they had to go by foot, travel by foot to Congress Square, choose a marked car, and drive to the Lecce Bled Airport in order to find the next clue. And it was a roadblock. And it's called Who Wants a Bird's Eye View? A team member was assigned to this roadblock, had to fly over Lake Bled in a glider, spot 4 boats with large numbers, and then arrange the numbers to form the year of the Slovenian independence. After returning to the airport before they could open up the pilot's clipboard with their next clue and the roadblock.
But there's a very important note. This was an Expedia open travel city reward money thing.
Yes.
And all of the experiences are that. And this is the replacement for the roaming gnome.
Yes. No roaming gnome is going to be the Expedia reward point. And you get your point, which is cool with me.
And I also do like that there were two ways to get to the right answer for this one, as long as you got the numbers. There was a very subtle clue of the Expedia logo pointing top left, and if you read it read 1991.
Right.
And the question asked is what year did Slovenia gain independence? And that answer is also 1991. So we saw two different approaches to the same roadblock, which I really like to see as a designer.
I agree. Everybody was able to choose who wanted to do this except for Todd and Ashley, because Todd couldn't do it because of the weight and height limit. So Ashley had to do it instead. And he was so bummed about it. He was like, I really want to do that.
Look, you have to go out some things being a basketball player.
Yeah.
This is one of those things.
Unfortunately. I would have wanted to do this too, because I think that was so cool to be in a glider flying over a beautiful country and seeing that lake. Those views were beautiful. Slovenia is a beautiful place, and I am so glad that we got to experience seeing this on the Amazing Race. This was the first time that any Amazing Race franchise has been to Slovenia. So
yeah,
that's kind of awesome.
We also begin to see the major story of this episode right here.
Yeah.
And that is, I just think this cast doesn't like being in cars. That's just genuinely not a good thing. But Steve and Annalise specifically, Jesus Christ, it's bad.
I was ready to throw my phone out the window listening to her. I was like, girl, shut up. Like, if I had my way, I would have eliminated them right then and there, because she was so down and so out and just so like, usually when people feel like they've come to the resolve that they probably are last. We're probably going to lose. Usually people just like, let's just have fun with it. Let's just enjoy this leg. Let's look at where we are. Let's continue our task, and we will enjoy. No. Not Annalie. She complained. She cried. She berated her father. She just had a whole complete meltdown on this leg of the race.
Yeah. This particular round was rough because we get a confessional very early on that, like, she immediately goes into, if we're in the back half of the pack, I immediately go into Doomsday. She immediately went into Doomsday, and it made the leg miserable.
It was very horrible to watch. It was hard to watch.
But we do see a lot of teams complete it pretty quickly. Except Joel and Garrett.
Yeah. Joel, it was Garrett went up and got the numbers wrong. He thought this was an old country, and they were independent for a long time. And so he said 1199. And they were like, nope. And you know who else got it wrong?
At least Garrett got the numbers right. Lena did not even get the numbers right on the first go around.
She said 1979.
I think she said 19. Did she say 1979 or 1976? It might have been 1979. I think it was 1979. But yeah, no, either way, just completely read a number wrong.
Completely read the numbers wrong. So once you read the numbers wrong, you have to go back and do the whole thing again. And so Garrett had to go to the back of the line and wait, because all the teams had gotten there. So he had to go back and wait. And Lena, when she did it, it was rather quickly because everybody had gone already. So after they left the airport, they had to go to Planica Nordic Center and the teams had to don cross-country skis and ski to the top of the indoor track in order to receive their next clue. In addition to that, there was an express pass that was offered on this leg of the race. All you had to do was climb up 1,100 steps, not 11,000, that's crazy. 1,100 steps to the top of the Latanica Bratov
Gorska,
I believe. Yeah. And then ride a zip line back down. This was insane because Todd and Ashley got there first. They got there first and they ran off to try to do the express pass and they ran right past the marked entrance of this. And she was like, was that it? He was like, nope, let's go. And they just kept going.
Can't be that one.
Can't be that one. Let's just go. And they run. So then Rob and Corey comes behind him and is like, I don't see Todd and Ashley up there. We're going to go for it. And so they go for it. They start climbing the trek. So then Todd and Ashley sees Rob and Corey and they're like,
God damn it, it was that one.
It was that one. Todd was like, do you think you can do it? She's like, I don't know. He's like, it's a yes or no. Can you do it? Do you want to do it? I don't know. I was like, girl, you know you. I would have been like, girl, I can't do that. I can't do that if I don't have a substantial lead. If somebody is chasing me, we lose it. If I would have thought they were halfway up the thing, I'm like, ain't no way I'm catching them and passing them. So no, I don't think I could do it. But she was too busy frustrated. I don't know. And so he's like, okay, let's try it. And then they get halfway down and she's like, I can't do it. I can't. You knew that at the bottom of these stairs that you couldn't do this. I would have been pissed. He should have been pissed. But she was like, what do you mean it's my fault? I was like, because it kind of is. It's his fault for missing it. And it's your fault for saying that you could do it when you knew you couldn't. And now we done wasted time running up halfway up these stairs. And now we're tired and exhausted. And now we have to go do something else. And we get Snow Express Pass.
Yeah.
Insane. So they bail, and they come back out. And then Greg and John show up and like, we can probably go and beat Rob and Corey. We can chase them down. And they probably could have.
They probably could have.
If they would have kept going, they probably could have. But they got halfway and was like.
They got halfway up the first of two staircases, and that's the important part. They didn't. They weren't able to estimate how many steps visually 1,100 steps was, and that was the issue. That they turned around and were like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to pass them. They're too far up." When Rob and Corey weren't even halfway up the stairs yet.
No, they literally had a whole nother flight of stairs that they had to go to, and the way Rob was heaving and trying to, they literally could have took a break and still caught them.
Yeah,
but they turned around and left, and so Rob and Corey end up finishing the task and getting the express pass, and did a really cool zip line down the whole thing. It was a really cool moment to see that zip line. It was great.
And so world's steepest zip line or something?
That's what it was.
I mean, what else are you gonna do with a giant ski jump ramp
when it's not
like 50% of the year?
Make it a zip line. Perfect. It was great. So then we get to people get to go to do their detours, and they're like, the choices are field work or housework. In field work, teams had to place hay onto a haystack in order to receive their next clue. And in housework, teams had to assemble
basically a giant bee house. It was basically a weird shack with 16 bee houses in them, all with beautiful colors and beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
And once they did that, they received the next clue.
It was like an IKEA bee house because there's no nails, no hammering, just stick it together like a puzzle. It was just like clack, clack, clack. So that was it. These roadblocks were not that difficult at all on either one. I felt like this was a balanced roadblock.
This did feel a lot more balanced. It was, I guess, less less precise hand movement versus more precise, and attention to detail versus just make sure all the hay's off the floor.
Right. And it looks neat and it's in there. That's usually what you had. All you had to do was that. And everybody was getting stuff together. They were getting the hay in. And the teams who went to the hay were Greg and John, Morgan and Lena, Rob and Corey, Robin and Chelsea, and Todd and Ashley. And Greg and John got there first, and Todd and Ashley got there third. But Todd and Ashley beat them up out of there. And they were first. And then Greg and John, and then Rob and Corey, and then Robin and Chelsea, and then Lena and Morgan. But who went and did the housework was Joel and Garrett and Steve and Anna Lee. Joel and Garrett were there already when Steve and Anna Lee got there, and they were pretty much finishing up what they had to do, coloring the boards.
But there was a good reason why they got there second. And this is probably one of the funniest edits the race has done in recent memory. Just so Steve and Anna Lee, when they're already behind and they know teams are in front of them, decide, you know what? We got nothing else to lose. Let's go for the express pass. And they start climbing the stairs, not noticing the word taken directly below it. And it flashes back to that every single time they are struggling up those stairs. Oh my God, it's so hard. Taken.
I don't understand why you're in last place and you think an express pass is still going to be there when you're in last place. It's crazy. And she was so determined to go up this thing. And I'm like, would you think about who your partner is and think about that is your older father that you're trying
to die going to that fucking staircase.
And I'm just like, would you not do that to him? But she's so, we gotta do. You don't even pay attention to the small details. I was like, and not saying that Steve couldn't do it, because obviously he did do it, but I would have taken that into consideration before we started climbing up 1,100 stairs. Like, I don't think we go make it up these stairs. So let's not even worry about the express pass right now. We're in last place. We don't have time to worry about an express pass right now. It was so insane. They get up there, and the man is like, the express pass is taken. And she's like,
we'll still give you the zip line.
I mean, that's the only way down, unless you go climb down 1,100 steps.
I honestly think, and I saw this being commented by one particular person who I won't name because the take is dumb as shit. Them getting to use the zip line on the way down just makes logical sense, because I mean, one, the teams could have missed it, but also it wasn't stated in the clue only the team that gets it will get the express pass and then get to go down. It's if you go up the stairs, more than likely you're taking the zip line down.
Exactly.
And I think if it was a foot race between, let's say, Robin, Corey, and Greg and John, they all still would have got to use the zip line because they got up there. They're going to get that little reward as well. And the funniest part about all of this is when you see Steve and Allie at the top, there's a group of people, more than likely, who used the platform that they used to get all the Olympians up there, just like,
why are you walking up these stairs when you could just take the elevator?
Oh, and this isn't even like the last time we have stairs versus elevator in this episode. It's bad.
And I was like, are you kidding me? We'll talk about that part.
We'll talk about it. Because we're about to get into it.
Yeah. So after people leave their things, they have to drive to a skyscraper in the city Nobochnik skyscraper, and then they had to climb to the top and climb more stairs. 200 and something stairs.
230 feet of stairs, which
insane.
Oh my god! Again?
Why would you make these people climb so many? This would have been my leg from hell if it was on me. If I had to do it, I would have died. I would have died because either I was cross country skiing up these hills in this thing, or I was running upstairs, or I'm doing hay with my allergies would have been crazy.
Oh yeah, no. So many teams discovered they have hay allergies during this leg as well.
Oh, I wouldn't have had to discover it because I already knew. Once they was like, "Hey, nah,
yeah,
let's go do the housework," because it'll be a ridiculous amount of allergies that I would have. And so after they climb up these stairs, they then have to get their next clue and make their way on foot to the Dragon Bridge. Now, here's where the controversy kind of starts, because people are like, once they get up, can we take the elevator down? And they're like,
no rules against it.
Right. They said, but then they were like, but they said it was on foot. And I'm like, well, you're still standing up in the elevator. You're not,
Yeah.
I would have 100% taken the elevator unless they specifically said you can't take the elevator. You have to take the stairs back down. But we see a couple of teams like, can we take the elevator? I don't know. Let's just be on the safe side, take the stairs back down. And so they run down the steps. It gets down. Well, we get down to
the first 4 teams to check in are just very clear check-ins.
Very clear and very close. So the first team coming in was Greg and John, quickly followed like seconds by Todd and Ashley. And Greg and John gets a reward for a trip for 2 to Namibia. And they get a lot of stuff happening on their trip. So.
Yeah, breweries, dune and safari hikes, lions. And if I remember correctly, this is the first time that a black team has won 3 legs in a row, which is amazing to see.
Wonderful. And they get to go to Namibia.
And they get to go to Namibia, yeah.
It's Namibia. Yeah. It's beautiful. So, and they get a food tour. I was like, oh, work.
Windhawk. Yeah.
Yes, that's work. So they win, and teams just start coming in. The first 4 teams, like I said, was Greg and John, then Todd and Ashley, then Rob and Corey.
But before Joel and Garrett can even get there, for the second time this season, they leave a location while leaving important things behind, and they just leave an important notebook that's going to be super useful, probably with all their notes for the final leg.
Yeah, you kind of need all your notes for the final leg. What's the point of carrying a notebook and writing everything down if you don't take it with you to the final leg of the race?
So they go back, they grab it, and they're racing with Robin and Chelsea for 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it. They're 4th.
Yep. When Robin and Chelsea made it to 5th. So it's down to Annalie and Steve and Morgan and Lena. And this is where the edit was doing some weird things and making us believe everything was so much closer. And then it was kind of close at the end.
It was. Steve and Annalie, even though they were so far behind going into the roadblock, they caught up and actually passed Morgan and Lena. They got up the stairs first and got the final clue first.
Yep.
And they took the elevator. And I honestly think that's what was the difference between.
I do too. And it was a lot. And so we do see Morgan and Lena eventually get eliminated from the race. But honestly, I feel like their issue in this race to me was Morgan being so down on Lena about everything. Driving instructions, not caring, like yelling. It was a lot of one-sided, like, negativity for me, in my personal opinion. I felt like Morgan was just like, Lena, come on, let me out of my state, Lena. But you aren't giving clear instructions on how to do things, and then get mad when she turns right when you didn't say turn right and then turn around. You just said turn right, and she turns right. And you're like, where are you going? I meant to turn around. Well, you didn't say that.
Yeah, it just this whole leg was such a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think it finally caught up to Morgan and Lena. I mean, what they were most known for this season was constantly fighting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
I think they put it best that, you know what? Now we have less of a reason to fight with each other because we do so well when we work together.
Right.
While still fighting with each other.
Yep.
But
okay.
It's unfortunate that they get chopped, but we are now in the top half of the teams for the episode.
Which I'm very excited to see. And it's no room for error anymore. It's like, it really is really no room for error ever, because if you mess up, you're done, because there are no non-elimination legs this season. So, but now I think you got the best of the best teams pulling it out and working their way to the top. So I'm excited to see where the rest of this race goes.
Yeah. We only have 5 episodes left this season and 6 teams.
Yep.
Which means the episode counts don't line up.
I see a mega leg double elimination coming.
I think there is. I think either my bet is that either this is going to be a 4-team finale.
Could be.
Or one of the next 2 legs is gonna be a mega leg. Or a keep on racing leg. But we haven't had a mega leg yet this season.
Yeah, we did. We've had a mega leg. We've had a mega leg. We had to keep on racing mega leg.
Well, yeah.
Because that's what they call it. They keep on racing.
What they call it. It's essentially the same thing.
It's a mega leg. We had one. I think we're due for another one. And I think we might be due for like you said, either a double elimination or we're going to have a 4-team finale, which I'm okay with either that they decide, because it'll be fun to see. But that is it, y'all. We've done it. We've done it really quickly for you guys. We've given you all the content of Amazing Race, what happened in episode 8, and we will be back next week, same time, maybe different panel. Who knows? We'll see. But we'll be talking about all things Amazing Race episode 9. We'll see if the leaderboard gets shuffled up or if the teams that's at the top just stay there. Who knows? But what I do know is you can hit that subscribe button down below, hit the subscribe, the follows, the shares, and hit that notification bell to know when we post all the videos, because we post a lot of videos at least every day, almost every day, to talk about something reality TV based. And you could join along for all of those rides, because we give you some great content. Duh. And you can follow us on all of our socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod, because we have some funny moments, because we're some funny people from time to time. We have our moments. And so you could follow us there. Also, you can follow myself and Jack on Twitch, and go and follow Jack on Twitter. And then you go and follow. Yeah, go follow us on Twitter, and then go follow Jack on Twitch, because Jack's amazing and streams some great stuff. So go follow Jack and get your cup merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. The link is in the description below. Few more days, Jack. We got you.
Few more days. Few more days. I'm nearly there.
We're nearly there. And with all that being said, we appreciate you, and we'll see y'all next time. Cheers, y'all. Cheers. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, I guess that's close enough.